amigo. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to our live stream, number 3 of the 5 this month in May. We are Spruce Miles, and we're raising money for mental health charities and for our music, which we want to write about mental health, and we've got some good ideas and some cool stuff that we want to do with it. Thanks for joining. We have Jovani in the house today. I'm actually going to bring him in earlier than I told him I would, but let's go ahead and do this. Give me a second. Let me switch here for you. If I can find it. There we go.
What is good, y'all?
Man, it's going great. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm excited to be here with you guys. I've never done a live stream like this before, so this is tight.
Yeah, man. Thanks for joining us. Brad actually has got a pretty cool live performance that he's going to start off this stream with. So you can kind of hold on with us and join along, and then he's going to talk a little bit afterwards. And then we can kind of get into the nitty gritty of the stream, and then hopefully I can try and get the Instagram to work. It's Yellow Duck. You were explaining to me the trials and tribulations of using Yellow Duck.
It's a trouble.
All right, well, we're going to start off the stream today with Brad playing No Cause for Concern. It's a little song that he wrote and performed with a band called Rogues Among Us that he used to play with. And so without hesitation, let's get into it. Well, here's the hesitation part. I wasn't ready when I said let's get into it.
I tried hard to achieve some things that didn't quite pan out. So hard to believe I'll never end where I set up. I'm not thinking about suicide. Still value every breath I take and all the friends here by my side. I'm waiting on some good times, thinking about the past. Wish I could change all the wrongs to right. Count the hours till the sunrise. I'm waiting on some kind of light. Sometimes I just can't conceive. This life feels like it's on repeat, and I'm stuck to the sea. flipping through commercials on TV, and I'm addicted to this kind of life. The liquor in my cup gets up and giving up on all my dreams. Might be thinking about suicide, but there's no cause for concern because the rope and knife are out of reach. Count the hours till the sunrise. I'm waiting on some kind of line. All we have in life are a few dreams and a little time. Not too soon to try. I wish that I started sooner on mine. I'm fantasizing about suicide. Freedom in my brain, but it's just one more way to waste my time. Cause I'm addicted to this state of mind. I've been climbing up the walls, disintegrating with the passing time. Count the hours till the sunrise. I'm just waiting on some kind of line. Count the hours till the sunrise. I'm just waiting on some kind of line. I've been thinking about it, been thinking about it. I'll find a way to stick it out somehow.
All right, we are back. Brad, I don't know if I should tell you this. I made a mistake as the sound guy again.
What'd you do?
You didn't have a backing track until after the bridge.
Oh.
You didn't need it.
Man, I know, it was great. I love that song. That song is just so. I remember when Rogues came out with that song. It came out. I was working over in Greenspoint in Houston, and I took my lunch break, and I was driving a Beetle at the time, and I rolled my windows down, and I just cranked it up, and I drove around for, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes just blasting that song on repeat during my lunch break. It's such a powerful, such a moving song, and I'm sorry that I messed you up, man. That's really poor of me.
It's okay because I could
Still
hear
learning.
it.
Yeah, you could hear it.
It
so
wasn't
you
for
were in
everybody
time.
else. It was for me.
Sounded good regardless.
Thanks, man. I've had like a couple cups of coffee and a Red Bull, and I was really shaking up there. So hopefully that was not visible, but I'm pretty sure it was. That's okay. That's
No,
okay.
dude, it was fantastic.
Yeah, no.
We can watch back, and I'm sure it still even sounded great, even though I messed up.
He'll be all right.
Oh, God. I can't believe me.
Yeah.
Man, I'm still learning. Third live stream, there's so many moving parts.
Yeah.
And throwing you into the Zoom call has just caused... Dude, my head has been, like, hurting so much the last week trying to figure out all the audio and video routing ins and outs of trying to use Zoom and this OBS software at the same time.
Yeah.
And technology is great when it works, but when it's not, it's just the worst.
I'm just glad I'm not having to deal with it. It's all you. I'm giving it to you.
Yeah, we got you on the screen, which is the important part, man. How are you doing today? How's your day going?
Dude, I'm doing good. It's a nice day out here in Washington, so those are days we don't see very often. So we went out and enjoyed the sun. It was only like 75, but like all of us are like sweating because we're not used to that.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. Are you celebrating your 10,000? What was it? Listens or follows or what for the?
Oh yeah, Faithful just hit. It's at 11,000 now.
Oh, wow.
On Spotify.
Wow.
Which I thought it was cool because that's out of like all the time I've done music, that's the most plays a song has gotten, and which is all organic, which I thought was super cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is.
That's not a small feat, and that's something to be proud of.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Thank
I'm not-
you, my man.
I'm not
appreciate
that surprised though, because your shit sounds good. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Also, I'm pretty sure that half of those plays are my brother.
Hey, I don't care who the plays come from, as long as they're there. That's
Yeah,
all that
I'm playing.
matters.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So for those of you who are watching it and don't know who Jovani is an artist that lives out in Washington. He does all of his own stuff. He's fantastic. You should look him up on Spotify. He
Yeah,
just
please
reached
do.
10,000. Well, I guess 11,000 now. You said on your song. Which song was it? Was it?
It was Faithful.
Faithful, okay.
It was off my newest album that I released in December. It's called I Forgot to Mention. And that was kind of like the single for the project, so I was glad my intuition was right.
Oh, nice. It's like that. It's like a pat on the back. Like, yeah, I knew what was going on. I knew that was gonna be it.
Yep.
You trusted
out
your
of
gut.
all those songs, I knew that was the one that was like the most marketable to most people.
Yeah.
So.
And so Jovani was on our first single as well, Lovely, the one that also has Attila and Mark Benavides on it. Jovani is friends with Brad's little brother, David, right? So
Yeah.
where did you and David become friends? How did you guys meet? How did you kind of get thrown into the mix?
So, man, I don't remember exactly like where we met, but I know. So I went to school up here in Washington, the Evergreen State College. That's where I was studying music and music production. We had a business class together. That's what it was. I remember we were sitting in class and we all went around the room and like said something about ourselves because the classrooms were short, so we were able to get to know everyone. And I told him I made music. Told everyone in the class I made music, and he came up to me after class and was telling me about Bradley and how you made music. And so we just hung out every once in a while, and I'd go over to his place. He'd make me food, and I was a broke college kid, so like I was cool with that.
Awesome. Sounds like David.
I didn't know your brother went to college in Washington for a while.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, okay.
And he also likes to cook, so that makes sense.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
I just remember getting that text from him one time. I am a cooking god. I'm like, okay, David.
Awesome.
I can attest to that, man.
Nah,
I was eating ramen, and like I'd go over there and make me some steaks. I'm like, damn, what the hell is this?
Yeah. So now we're going to change over to another segment called Talk Shit About David.
I was not talking crap. I was just
No.
like, that's a bold statement to think of yourself, my friend.
No, that's just what we're doing now with the podcast. I'm not saying anything about what's already been said. I'm saying what's going to happen
Oh, that's
now.
what we're doing now.
Yeah, that's what's happening now.
David is a no good, darn. He's a nice guy. I can't say anything bad about him.
Yeah. Jovani, I want you to tell me, like, if you have one, what's your favorite or least favorite memory of David from Washington? Do you have one?
Oh man.
I want to hear. I want to hear you talk shit. That's what I'm trying to do.
I mean, I have nothing bad to say about him. He fed me, and I don't know if you want me to say this, but he let me smoke his weed, so I was cool with that. But yeah, so the memory that sticks out with me is that it was Halloween time, or sometime in October, and he invited me over, smoked me out. I was just zooted, and I was in the couch, and they were watching like Halloween movies the whole night, him and his girlfriend.
Sounds right.
And I just remember just being zoned out, couch locked in his apartment, and him just bringing me food, and I'm just like, if I'm gonna be this high, I'm comfy.
That's great.
But yeah, whenever it's nothing like crazy, but whenever I just think of David, I think of that night.
Perfect. I love it.
There you go, David. There's your relationship with Jovani summed up in one story.
Yeah.
That's similar though to the one he told me, so it works.
Oh, nice. I mean, that
there
means
you
it was
go.
memorable for both parties.
It's great.
Man, so how do you think you got so many organic follows? What do you think the kind of the tipping point was? Because that's quite a few. And I know for small artists, particularly ourselves, but everybody else who's trying to do the same thing, that's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, how do you take? How can we take our 116 plays and turn it into 11,016 plays?
Yo, nothing that I really did. I mean, that's just on Spotify, and something that I had always been seeing is like people pushing their music on Spotify playlists. And so after I released the album, I was like, I just want to test the waters. And so I threw a little bit of money here and there, like at playlists, nothing too crazy, like not under $100 just to kind of see what happened. I ended up getting maybe 3,000 plays. And then this past month, I think I got put on a couple different playlists that I didn't ask to be on. They kind of just showed up on there,
That's cool.
and
That's
so I
awesome.
think that's probably what made it happen was that these people found my song and put it on their playlist. And one of the playlists had like 10,000 likes or something. Um, so
That's fun. Do you
yeah,
have?
That's really cool. Just
Yeah.
right place, right time kind of thing. Not necessarily
Yeah.
something that you like kind of strategically did.
Right. I mean, yeah, and it's like if you think about it, I put that song out at the beginning of December, and now it's mid-May, and so it's taken a bit for it to grow.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
it's just right place, right time. You hit that on
Yeah.
the head.
Wait, was it kind of like a linear growth, or was it just kind of like flipping a light switch one night? You just automatically saw like this huge jump where it just kind of like
Yeah.
started to skyrocket.
Yeah, it just kind of skyrocketed. Like, so once I first put the song on playlists, like the ones I paid for, obviously the numbers went up a little bit, and then after that it just dropped down and was very steady, not very much. And
Yeah.
then a month ago, I just looked at my Spotify. I'm like, what the heck? Like it just randomly just popped up. So
That is
I'm
so cool,
thankful
man.
for it.
Yeah, I bet. How did you feel when you saw that little bubble or what do you call it? Peak or
Yeah, like
the
just
increase?
milestone.
Yeah.
It felt real good. In the scheme of things, like if you look at other artists, that's not that much. But for me,
Right.
that was like someone's equivalent of a million plays. Like it just felt really good to know that it's always like for anything, it's nice to have people hear your work, see
Yeah.
your work, whatever you do. Like it's not like I'm getting like millions of dollars off of this. It's just the fact that something I made
Yeah.
is being listened to and appreciated, hopefully.
Yeah.
I feel like
you can't get 10,000 streams if people aren't appreciating it.
yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's true. So that box was checked.
Yeah, that validation is really nice, especially as someone like us. And I think for you, for a while, you have all these songs that you think are great, and you spend all this time and effort into, and you don't get as much of a return as you would like. So
Yeah.
when you start to see that, I'm sure that just feels amazing.
No, for sure, because I put out so many songs, and I've been like the first song I ever put out ever was like 2014. And so just to like have all of these years making music, doing the grind, just for myself, no monetary value, just to have,
Yeah.
10,000 people listen to my
Yeah.
song, that was just like, I felt so good that day.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad you had that experience. Definitely, like there are a lot of struggles that go into being a musician. So
Yeah,
I
for
imagine
sure.
it's really rewarding to have that kind of man. I'm losing words today.
Dude, words are hard.
Yeah.
Words are tough.
Yeah, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. It's,
So validation. There it is.
yeah, there you go, validation.
What I'm really curious, and I've been curious about this for a long time. What is your favorite song? I know "Faithful" is the one that is doing really well right now, but that doesn't mean that it's the one that means the most to you, or that you have like
Yeah.
sometimes you're sentimental about a certain song, even if you know it's not like as quote unquote good as another song maybe. So do you have one like that, or
Yeah, I would say it's off the same album. It's called Oasis.
okay,
Song is probably still to this day my favorite song that I've made. I don't know. It was just like where I was in life and kind of just the vibe of the song. It just every time it comes on in my playlist, that's one of my songs that I won't skip. I'll listen to that one because
awesome.
it means something.
Yeah, well, that's on David's shower playlist now, so I guarantee you he added that into it. But yeah, my favorite of your music. Granted, I haven't like been down the rabbit hole, but I have obviously listened to you quite a few times, especially knowing David, right? But my favorite one. Let me see. I had it in my head earlier. Shit, why did I do this if I didn't have it already queued up in my brain?
I don't know.
Was it a newer one?
No.
An older
It's
one?
really chill.
Let's
Baby,
play Guess
don't you-
That Tune
Baby,
with
don't
Jovani.
you try to play me.
Oh shit, dude. That's an old song.
Yeah.
That's like I put that song out that same time when I met David.
Yeah.
My first I think it's my first year in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn, you still remember that one.
That's that I love that song.
Damn. I remember that.
So David just commented. He said, "Don't Play Me was my initial favorite, but fuck y'all for saying that was on my playlist." He said it's called "Don't Play Me."
Yep. Man, that's a throwback song.
Yeah, dude, it's a good one.
How many years have you been making music?
Like if usually what I tell people is I got serious about music like 2016, my first year of college. So that same year that song came out is when I started really trying to push myself to be an artist. But I started recording myself my sophomore year in high school, so that would have been like 2013.
Wow.
So I was pretty young, and I would never show anyone
Yeah.
the songs that I made back then.
Yeah.
Never.
It's funny to go back and kind of look at the evolution of not only like your own musical journey, but just kind of like the quality and the talent and the ideas of like how you've grown over time. And then I know for us, we just go through a process when it comes to writing songs in general. We'll have a song that sounds completely different at the end from where it did in the beginning. And it's just kind of cool to see that journey. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure that you keep those around and just you'll click on them every now and then, like you'll stumble upon the folder and you'll listen to it and you're like, oh man, what was I thinking? But it'll take you back to the times where you're writing and you thought, that was awesome, and there's all the stuff that you learned from it at the time.
No, definitely. Man, some of them are so bad, and I have all of them, but some of them are so bad that even if I'm by myself and I listen to it, I'm like blushing and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like sweating. I'm like,
Yes.
why did you do this?
Is it like going back and reading Facebook posts from high school? You're like, why would I write that?
Yeah, it's cool. I think it's worse, honestly.
I know that feeling. I have a couple spiral notebooks, and I definitely every once in a while accidentally open up to some old like lyrics, and even the handwriting I don't recognize. I'm like, who the hell wrote this? So then I read it and I'm like, oh, I remember writing this, and then I am just blown away that I thought it was good. And that same feeling, like you get hot and flushed, and you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
And then also, those backup files on your computer that you really thought it was good, and then you sat on it for a while, and your little brother told you it was a hot pile of shit and you didn't listen, and then then you hear it 5 years later and it is bad.
And then it is.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's all part of the growing process.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone needs to go through that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause our conversation right now since we're about 20 minutes in, and just kind of remind everybody what we're doing these streams for. We are doing this to raise funds for mental health charities here in Houston, specifically the National Alliance on Mental Illness, the Greater Houston Area chapter, as well as raising some funds for us to be able to record some of the music that we're doing. Just to give you, I could say it all right now, but we have a really good video that we put together, so I'm just going to kind of play that. It'll be about 3 or 4 minutes long, and we'll come back and we'll continue with the interview. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on right now. We want to thank you so much for taking the time to stop by this page to learn more about us and our fundraiser. My name is Taylor, this is Bradley, and together we've created a new music project called Spruce Smiles. The mission of our project is simple. We want to promote mental health awareness and raise funds for mental health charities.
To keep it short, we aim to accomplish our mission by 1, writing music with related content, and 2, hosting various fundraising opportunities throughout the year. Research shows that 1 in 5 U.S. adults will have a diagnosable mental health condition within any given year. It also shows that 46% of Americans will meet the criteria for a diagnosable mental health condition at some point in their lifetime.
The odds are that if you haven't experienced mental illness, then someone close to you has. Just like many of you, we either live with mental illnesses ourselves or we have loved ones that do. We are doing this because it is deeply personal to us and we want to make a difference no matter how small it may be. The hope is that by writing music about mental health, it will make it more prevalent in the mainstream and in turn will help remove the stigma surrounding it. It's important that these types of discussions become easier to approach in our personal lives and that people feel free to open up without societal judgment.
Far too often do people feel alone or too afraid to ask for help because of the stigma that our society has placed on mental illness. Far too often do people lack the support structure or resources required to obtain the help that they need. We want to do something about that, and that's where you can help, by donating to this fundraiser.
It is important to know that we are not experts. We are not part of a larger organization with dedicated staff. We are just two people learning about this subject each and every day. Because of this, we choose to help by donating money to these organizations with the experts and the means to implement solutions directly into our community. That's why we have selected the Greater Houston National Alliance on Mental Health as the recipients for this fundraiser. They provide free education programs, peer-facilitated support groups, and grassroots advocacy initiatives to help families and individuals better understand the complexities and challenges of living with a mental illness. They also have a peer-run resource center so that the families and individuals can access and find the help that they need.
100% of the funds raised in excess of $4,000 will go directly to NAMI, and 50% of all the funds raised prior to the $4,000 mark will also go to NAMI. For example, if we raise $5,000, then we'll be donating $3,000 to NAMI. You might be wondering where the other $2,000 is going. To be entirely upfront, that portion of the money is going directly to our recording expenses. This is so that we can promote mental health awareness through our music. Unfortunately, recording quality music is expensive, and that's what it costs to record the 6 songs that we have planned. We're not pocketing any of the money raised, and while we would like to give all the money raised here to charity, we also believe that we have an opportunity to make a difference with our music as well.
We ask that if you have the means to share and the willingness to share, that you please donate to this fundraiser. If you aren't able to donate at this time, that's also okay too. We completely understand. You can help our cause simply by learning more about mental health. If you could even take a free education class from NAMI, that would help. You can also support us by sharing our music, mission, and even this fundraiser with others. If you want to find out more about our music and what we are up to on a day-to-day basis, please find us, Spruce Smiles, on Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify, and give us a follow. All right. We are back.
We're back.
Make sure Jovani's got the right hookup. You can hear us, right, Jovani?
Yep, I got you. You got me?
Tight.
Perfect. Well, thanks for paying attention, guys. Thanks for sticking with us still. That's the reason that we are wanting to raise funds. That's kind of the aim of the project that we're working on. We kind of want to make a difference. As one of our other projects kind of was coming to a close, we kind of realized, hey, we've got this idea for some stuff that we want to do. And it wasn't initially kind of the direction that we wanted to take the project in. But as we kept working and writing, it just kind of fell into place in our laps in terms of the subject matter that we typically write about. And it just kind of came to the surface, and we're like, all right, this feels right. This is kind of something that we want to do. And so here we are. We're trying to raise funds for mental health charities. We want to do good with our music. We want to make the conversations about mental health a little bit easier in all of our own personal lives. That way, it's easier to talk about, and people don't feel so isolated and alone and afraid to ask for help or afraid to approach those subjects. The fact of the matter is, 1 in 5 U.S. adults every year will have a mental health condition, and at some point in their lifetime, 48% will have one or experience it within their lifetime. And when I first saw those statistics, I was like, "Whoa, that's incredible. That's a lot of people. Why is it so weird or hard to talk about? I mean, if it happens to so many." So thanks again. I put the link to the fundraiser in the chat. And now we'll kind of go back to the interview with Jovani, who was on our lovely track, which kind of deals with self-worth, self-confidence, understanding who you are. So thanks for being on that track too. That came out absolutely killer.
Yeah, you killed it.
Dude, thank you. I was so happy to be a part of that, especially because that's like a genre of music that I have not even tapped into,
Dude.
and so
Yeah.
for me to like kind of get into that, kind of different character from what I usually do, it was fun. Even my girlfriend, she's like, "You need to do music like that because it sounded good." And
Awesome.
yeah, and I just love that track. The way that the mixing and the mastering came out, it sounds so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
big old shout out to Stephen Adwell at AMR Studios over in Tulsa.
Yeah, he's the
Give
king.
that guy a big round of applause.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you can use him for mixing and mastering if you want. You can just send him tracks. We work with him remotely. So
Because I'm
sure.
mastering my own stuff. So.
Yeah.
dude, he's incredible. He knows what he
He's
knows
the-
what he's doing
he's-
for sure.
He's the master. So.
Well, he uses his own guy to master. He doesn't master himself. So he does the mixing and then he sends it to a guy to do the mastering. A guy that he's kind of cultivated a relationship with. I think he's gone through like 3 or 4 mastering guys. And he's found the one that he likes the most.
But Steven's so particular. He does like most of the work and makes it real easy on the master guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to be down here in Houston, and we worked with him in Zero Detail, and he ended up flooding twice. And then he was like, "Forget this. We're going away from floods, going
Yeah,
back home."
yeah. So I saw something cool in the chat.
Oh God, I just saw that.
So there was a YouTube video of you in a rap contest from you back in was this high school, the cringy days?
Yeah, bro. So the reason why I cringe so much when I watch my old stuff is because I thought I was a rapper, like a straight up rapper. So I mean, I wasn't terrible, but just like looking back now, like I don't rap whatsoever now. I may do like some singy rap every once in a while, but yeah. So that was for like a rap contest, and I think that was when I first started. So I was probably a junior in high school, something like that.
I love it. I also really like that story. I know it wasn't like a real story, but to me it was because when I listen to your music, I definitely hear like you're absolutely right. There's no real rap in it, but I definitely hear that like rhythmic influence. So it's cool to know that that's how you started and then you transition to where you are,
Yeah, and I always am conscious about that. I always try to add a lot of rhythmic schemes into my singing because I like honestly I love rapping. I will never release like a true rap song because it's just not me.
Fair enough.
But like most of the music I listen to is rap.
Yeah.
So.
What do you
yeah,
think? Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna ask like if you had like a technique or something when you're doing writing with in terms of rhythm for like your stuff that you like to use the best or to elicit a certain vibe or something, like a rhythmic thing that you do. Do you have something like that you can think of?
I don't know. I usually it kind of just depends. I don't know. Usually I don't try to go rhythmic most of the time. I've been trying to push myself to be
Right.
more of a singer. But like if I feel like the song needs more energy, then that's when I'll start to be like, okay, maybe I'll put a little more flow into this.
Yeah.
And it usually like I do a lot of like triplet type.
Yeah.
It's like but singing obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
I definitely heard a really cool thing you did in on our track, Lovely, in the bridge section, which was basically your verse, the third verse.
Yeah.
You kind of like you came in like slightly off of where you would be expected to come in, and then you had the rhythm kind of flipped on its head, and I thought that was a really cool technique because then when you came into that last hook, it hit so much harder, So
yeah.
that was fucking badass, and I was just trying to talk about I don't know.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah. That I just like not to like give myself a pat on the back, but I love my verse on that song.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
fucking awesome.
it's really cool.
Speaking of that, I wanted to play a game if you guys are cool with it. So
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
how you always know like especially when you're a little kid, you always think you know somebody's lyrics and you be like singing the song in the car, yelling the lyrics, And then you look it up 3 years later and you're like, oh, I've been singing that wrong this whole time. But those lyrics are that to me, right? You know
Yeah.
that feeling? Yeah. So we wanted to do that with your verse. So what
Okay.
I'd like to do is go like at least listen to the verse and maybe the last hook
Okay.
or whatever, and then go through it and see if Taylor and I know what the lyrics are.
You want to go
Okay.
line by line? You want me to pause it like just by like after a line, and we'll guess, and we'll see if he can.
I think that would be fun. Do you want to like
let's do
write
that.
it down like which
No,
ones
let's
we
just
get right?
let's just say it out loud,
Okay.
and then he can tell us what the actual lyrics are.
Okay, that sounds
Yeah.
good.
And if so, it's kind of funny. We don't actually know what the true lyrics are to our own song, but it's something that Jovani wrote, and we worked with him via Washington online. You know, so it's been kind of fun. Me and Brad going back and forth, like, what do you think he said here? Oh, we think it's this. Oh, maybe it's this. So now we're gonna actually find out together what the lyrics are. So I'm gonna start this here right at the bridge, and you guys can hear that cool bridge part that we're talking about, where he kind of starts like off of where you would expect him to come in. I'm not gonna play from the very beginning of the bridge, but just kind of close to where he's starting his lyrics. So let's go through and let's dissect this line by line. Let me make sure everybody can hear all this. Let me make sure that Jovani can hear it too.
And comment what you think, guys. Like participate. You know, I want to see what everyone hears. First go. You know, pure as it gets. You don't get to sit on it for like a month and think about it like we did. I want to know what it sounds like immediately to some of you guys. I think that's interesting and also funny.
Okay, so first line, here we go. Okay. So Brad, what do you think he's saying there?
At first, I thought it was hard to love the fearless, but I think now I'm gonna guess it's hard to love the feelings.
Okay. I thought it was tired of the feelings.
Oh shit! Now I want to hear it again.
and then the second line was asking for forgiveness.
Yeah, asking for forgiveness
Okay.
is the second one.
All right, Giovanni, what is it?
With them second guesses. It's hard to love the feelings.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
I can just say
No, this is not a criticism of
It's
you.
not at all.
Everybody.
you can see how someone could.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's misheard lyrics through every song
Yeah.
ever, all the time. You know. All right. So you got the first one right.
Tight.
Yo.
All right. Let's move to the second line. So we got that,
And then asking for forgiveness, obviously.
asking for forgiveness. Every time I play this, I have to switch something so Giovanni's able to hear it. So give me a second. Here we go.
Everything that I did wrong.
So everything that I did wrong.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Need you for a minute.
Need you for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm agreeing.
Leaving is so tempting.
On that one, I heard at first, even it's so tempting, but now like thinking about the song and like how good of a writer you are, Jovani, I think it's evening is so tempting. Because the context is the later lines. I feel like I'm wrong, but we'll see.
Yeah. I just thought it was even. It's so tempting.
It's actually leaving.
Oh,
is so
shit.
tempting. Like
Oh.
it's tempting to leave. Leaving is so tempting.
That's good. That's good. Okay. We get where's our soundboard so we can get a.
Air horn.
We both got that wrong.
I know. All right. Next one.
Leaving.
Kept alone and sipping.
Kept alone and sipping.
Kept alone and sipping. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
You're the only love I know.
And then back into
You're the only love I know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it was just like
It was a
two
couple
lines.
words. It was a
Yeah.
couple words, but that was fun. I had a good time with that.
Now I'm glad you guys can sing it right now.
Fuck yeah.
Now we know the lyrics to our own song.
Yeah, I know.
Hell yeah, dude.
That was fun, man. Oh, did we have any guesses in the chat? Let me see here.
Yeah.
It says, yeah, Brad is wrong.
Who said that?
You lady.
Rude.
Start to love the fellas.
Oh, man. Oh, say
Who said that?
All right. Mark said.
Mark said some stupid shit on purpose. I swear to God. Mark's my buddy, Jovani. He actually.
Start to love the fellas.
Jovani. Mark is the second guy on the same track. So
Yeah. I followed him on Instagram and
Tight.
kept up with this.
Oh, Mark wants us to play the rest of the chorus.
I kind of want to change my lyrics to that actually. Mark, you better watch out. I might be starting to love the fellas.
All right, Mark, we'll do it for you. We'll play the very last chorus just for you.
He
How
just
about that?
He just knows that he's on it. That's why he wants to hear it.
Oh yeah, he is mixing the last chorus. All right, Mark, we'll do it for you.
You're the only love I know. Am I lovely? Should I love me too? What do you think? I don't know about you. One mistake is ours and ours alone. One mistake is ours alone.
Such a strong finish, Jovani.
Dude.
You ended that perfectly.
It was so fun because you did that little variation of the hook, right? And
Yeah.
and I was like, what the fuck do we do with this? And then we just fucking, I don't know if you can hear it because it's kind of subtle, but we just layered the hook from the other guys underneath, and we had little bits and pieces of both of them. So it was like all three of you guys on that last hook because you took that little creative turn, and then it finishes out the piece, the tune, the song. There you
yeah,
go.
every
It finishes out the
one of those
song.
words work.
It finishes out the song really well, like the way you did
Yeah.
that little melody.
Yeah, I remember doing that part, and I knew it was kind of a risk. I was like,
Hey,
it's possible that they might not want it like that, but the idea came to me, so I was just like, I'll try.
Give me 1 second. I'm
Yeah.
having a little bit of
I
an
think
issue with.
you're coming out the desktop.
yeah,
instead of,
give me 1
going
second.
through, so sorry.
All right, try it now.
Hello, hello.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, fixed it.
Okay, dope.
Sorry, these settings, man, they are killing me having to change it back and forth every time. I think I selected the wrong thing last time I switched. We're good now.
What did you say, Jovani? I'm sorry.
Oh shit. I don't.
Ah, it's all good. Yeah, sorry. My bad.
My short-term memory is just not there.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Real
Brad's like
bad.
a goldfish sometimes.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's a problem. All right, let's go back in the chat. I want to see more.
All right, smooth finish, says Aaron. A strong finish, Natalie. Hell of a finish, Mark Anthony Benavides.
Everyone likes the way we finished.
Come on.
Well, we're starting to love the fellas.
Yeah.
I'm not scared.
Dude, Mark, I think that should be the real lyric. I think if we ever post what the lyrics are, I think we'll change it to that. And Jovani, you'll just have to live with it.
Yeah, honestly, I give it the okay.
Awesome. What else we got?
Hey, did you have any more questions for him?
I wrote them down, but they're on my phone, which is our camera. So,
Oh, nice. Fantastic.
what else we got?
I don't know. Do you have any questions for us?
Do you have any other music coming out?
We are actually working on the idea is an EP. We're going to have 6 songs on the EP, and every single track, we're going to have a different collaborating artist on it. So we've got a couple people right now that we're working with. We've got an individual from here in Houston, Rachel Winters. She's knocking it out of the park right now. I don't even know what her Spotify plays are on our first single right now, but she's killing it.
She's a lot like you because she's like blowing up right now. You know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And so we're working on a track with her that's probably the most similar to this track in terms of being a little more pop, a little more
Genre-wise.
synth genre kind of influence. And then we have another 4 songs after that. We've got one that's like a Motown track that we're working with a girl named Pearl from Austin. We've got a really cool funk track. I don't know if you were able to hear kind of the intro music that we had for like the stream starting soon.
Yeah.
So that's got a lot of like Get Lucky vibes to it. We're working on that. We've got another one that's got some funk influence, and another one that's kind of like Southern country rap-esque. It's an old song that Brad wrote with his buddy Jamian that we're kind of gonna go back and take and make our own as Spruce Miles. It's pretty cool. So we're trying to do a bunch of different genres. Oh, Mark says that she's got a show coming up at White Oak. I guess you're talking about Rachel.
Yeah.
If you got the date, put it in the chat. We'll announce it.
Let's ask the chat if they have any questions for Jovani.
Yeah, we also do have a couple of really cool music videos of Jovani's that we can show here soon. But now's a great time to open up the chat so people can ask Jovani questions if you've got any, since we've got him kind of on the spot right now.
Why don't we play some music video and then we can wait
perfect
for
idea.
some responses.
Well, we're gonna show.
Natalie.
No, she just says that she's ready for new Spruce Miles stuff.
Too bad, Natalie.
Agreed.
Our music isn't for you, okay?
It's for everyone.
Yeah.
Including you. So don't let Brad tell you.
I miss Natalie.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play "Blame Me," one of Jovani's tracks. He's got a music video for, and then we'll come back and we'll open up the chats. Right now, go ahead and text your questions in, and then we'll open up the chats to ask him the questions about the music. Anything you want to ask him, anything you want to ask us. So here we go.
Ain't a day where I don't do the max for you. Ain't a day full of things that I ask from you. Everything's gotta change, it's the path for you. Oh yeah. Well, you got me going hell and back for days with fake friends, ain't he backwards? Everything has got me feeling backward. And since you won't say a thing, yeah, found somebody else to hold me down. You the reason I ain't home right now. We ain't been the same when you found out. I don't know why I came in. I'm the reason you blame it. Try, listen to what I'm saying. I be the one that you blaming. So I don't wanna waste no time that you gave me. Baby, wanna know the side that I'm playing. Baby, need to know the time that I'm saving. Baby, need a lane switch. I've been okay, should be solo our language. Baby, need a fuck, no way, I feel the same shit. I just need a rest, all good, but I can't sip. Knowing who you came with, knowing who I came with. Yeah. Found somebody else to hold me down. You the reason I ain't home right now. We ain't been the same when you found out. I don't know why I came in. I'm the reason you blame it. Try, listen to what I'm saying. I be the one that you blaming. So I
All right, we are back. Wow, that was a nice song, man. Good visuals too. I liked all the different colors. You kind of had like some color themes and motifs going on there.
Yeah. So that song was off of that album that I put out, and at the end of this,
December?
it was the middle of December. That's the same album that that song "Faithful" is on.
Cool.
So if you guys want to listen to that, the album is called "I Forgot to Mention."
And tell me again your favorite song. You said it was from that same album.
Yeah, it was called Oasis.
Oasis, right. Okay, cool.
Like that 90s band that does Wonderwall.
Yeah, I love that song, man.
Have you guys seen the meme where it's like, my girlfriend stopped asking me to play Wonderwall, and then I said maybe? I love that.
That's pretty good. I like when we were always hanging out with Matt, and he'd be like, well, anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Yeah.
And you just start fucking playing.
He did that joke well. Jovani, I see instruments in the background, and unfortunately, I had to go to the bathroom during your song, which is pretty rude, so I'm sorry. But
He didn't know that, man.
I did hear.
Wash your hands.
I washed my hands. I definitely did. Before I went to the bathroom. Just kidding. I heard like the last three notes, do you play piano? I see that you play guitar. What do you do on guitar? And do you use like samples for your piano for that track, or did you play that little
Um,
jazzy riff by yourself?
so that I play guitar not very well, but I can play. I play a little bit of piano. I'm mostly like a producer instrumentalist, so like a lot of the stuff I compose, I'll play something basic and then I'll draw stuff in my program. But so that last part of the song, that piano was played by someone I know. His name's Jamal. He owns a recording studio up in North Seattle, like Shoreline, Washington. I used to hang out there a bit, not anymore, but so he was the one who laid down that part.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Cool.
I can't play like that, so I was like, someone else needs to do this.
Yeah.
Well, we've got some good questions in the chat right now. Mark and David both want to know what artists influence you and your style.
Yeah, that's always a good question because I feel like it changes a lot. But the ones that stay stagnant, my number one is Chris Brown. If I could be any artist, him, that's like just his style, his swag, his vocal talents. I don't have that, but I aspire to have that.
Yeah.
So definitely Chris Brown. I love me some Drake, so a lot of like my hip hop stuff definitely comes from him. Bryson Tiller is another big one. Man, a lot of '90s R&B because that's just what I grew
Yeah.
up listening
Yep.
to.
I feel
So
that.
Usher, some 112, even Backstreet Boys, bro. Man.
Oh man, that
they
was
just
my
have the
jam when I was
songs.
little.
Dude, that was my very first concert. My mom.
Oh,
took me
dude, me
to,
too.
actually. Really?
Yeah, I was here in Houston,
shit.
and I was real little, and they came in on like these boards that were attached to lines, like because they had a Disney book, like a Disney had like a magazine at the time, and they had their own comic book characters, and they came in dressed as their comic book characters, and I was there with like thousands and thousands of girls, like little girls my age, that were screaming at the top of their lungs, and I was like, hey, this is cool, but that's a little over the top. But yeah, all right.
Yeah, I was real little, so I vaguely remember that. But yeah, I always loved telling people that my very first concert was Backstreet Boys. I'd love to go see them again.
Reunion concert. Here we come.
Yeah.
All right, we got some more questions in the chat. Natalie wants to know if you're working on anything right now that you're really excited about.
Yeah. So I got a lot of like this is a bad habit I have. I have a lot of like 80% finished songs.
Yeah.
And so like I get real close and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start something else. But I do plan on having a couple singles out here in the next month or two. Still just trying to figure out, what's the next move for me. I think I'm gonna work on a little. It'll probably end up being like a full length album by the end of the year, just from
Awesome.
songs that I've compiled since this album.
Man, you're busy.
Yeah, I try to be.
You're quick. You're turning them out.
Yeah, I mean, kinda. The last song that I put out, was back in December, so it's almost coming up on the 6-month mark. I'm like, damn, it's time for me to do something. So
Yeah.
expect a single here soon.
Awesome.
Okay, you heard it here first. Expect a single soon. The next question kind of goes into this. What's your wrong? You're wrong. What's your songwriting process like?
It depends. Usually, so I have a homie named Zach. He goes by Only Ones, and he's my main producer guy that I've been working with for a while. So most of that album, I forgot to mention, was produced by him. So he'll send me beats every now and again. I have a few other friends who will send me beats. And so if people send me beats, I'll just, hop in the studio and I'll try to catch melodies and I'll just kind of mumble. I'll just be like,
Yeah.
and then I'll put words to it later. But if I'm starting from scratch, I usually just start with something real basic, like few piano chords, some chords on the guitar, or maybe a sample that I found, and add some drums to it. I'll write to it, and then that's when I'll add finishing touches. It's after all the vocals are done, I'll like add some layering synths and some extra percussion and stuff like that. So when I'm writing a song, the vocals are really my main focus, and everything else is kind of around that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we started not doing that. Our project for this project, we started off not doing that, and then when we would get the vocals back, like for example, the bridge in "Lovely" is not the one that you wrote to, you know. So
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I was surprised actually. It sounded way better. I loved it.
I don't remember why we changed it. It was something
There-
to do with like the spacing and other people and stuff. So
It was spacing, and also the vocals kind of turned it so much on its head. We needed to kind of lend the music to it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
our process.
That's why I really liked it, because when I first heard it, it like threw me for a loop. I was like, "Whoa, is this like the same song?"
Yeah.
and then I saw how you guys tied it back into that last verse. I mean, the last chorus. So yeah, that was a big props.
Yeah, so we learned that lesson that is already part of your writing process, that we need to like start basic and then add around the vocals later.
Yeah, it's typically a very iterative process. It's not super efficient, but I think it helps us come out with the best track that we can get. We start out. I'm very music focused. I'm not a huge. I can help refine lyrics. When I try and write lyrics, they're really long words and big, and I don't even speak like that. But when I try and write lyrics, they kind of come out like that. But I don't even know lyrics to half of my favorite songs. I've always just been kind of a music focused person. So when I write and I write with Brad, we always start with the music. We kind of get a structure going, then we'll add lyrics. Brad normally comes up with kind of the tune or the chorus, and we kind of go from there. And it's been a learning process working with some of the new featured artists that we're doing, because working with different people that we haven't kind of forged a relationship with has been a learning experience in itself, because everybody's totally different in how they work. But
And I will just say, as a plug, you were the easiest to work with, because literally we sent you the track and told you the topic and the lyrics for the hook, and you sent back what we used. And so that was the easiest experience we've had so far. Not
good.
to say other people are like bad or something. It was just much easier,
yeah.
No, I know how that is. Like, a lot of the people that I work with don't even live near me, so we do this whole send through Google Drive stuff.
Yeah.
So I know how important it is when you do that to make stuff easy and listen to instructions, because it's for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so we take the song, we'll work with people to do the lyrics, or we write it ourselves, and then we go back and we refine kind of the original idea that we had to fit the vocals, to splash where it needs to splash, or kind of fade where it needs to fade, add a little sparkle or a little texture here to really bring out the vocals. And so it's kind of a little bit of a loop there, but it's working so far pretty dang well.
Yeah, we're excited about the next.
All right, we got one more question here in the chat. I apologize if I say your name wrong. I believe it's Maya. I think it's your girlfriend, correct?
Oh, yep.
Yeah. What makes you stay driven to keep making more music and to push making a career in it when it starts to get hard?
She's trying to hear her own name right now.
I'm
playing.
Yeah, way to fish for that one. I mean, obviously her. She is a big inspiration for the music I make. That song "Faithful" was inspired by her. I know she wanted to hear that, so I'll say that.
Oh, so sweet.
But what it comes down to, like, I've been doing it so long, and it's taken me this long to get that 10,000 plays. What it comes down to is just like my will to get to that goal that I want. Not that I really know what my end goal is, but I know that I haven't finished accomplishing what I wanted to do with music. So I think just until I find some sort of satisfaction from it. I mean, I do find satisfaction, but man, that's a hard question. I don't know. It's just my love for music, I guess.
Yeah, is it you trying to get to a level of satisfaction, or is it just because music is kind of like in your core. It's in your soul. It's just kind of something that you connect to, and it's a way to express yourself artistically and creatively that really keeps you going rather than kind of like an end goal.
Yeah, it's definitely both.
Both?
I think the main driver, if you were to say what's the one thing, it would be the love for music and my love for songwriting, really. Like you said, you're more of like a musical focused person, but I love writing and I love expressing, how I feel through music. But yeah, I think with that comes a goal where I want to make it into something bigger.
Gotcha.
Since I love it so much, I want it to be something I can focus all of my time on.
Right. I gotcha. Yeah, Maya says that you weren't going to finish Faithful before she said that you had to.
Oh
What-
yeah,
what- was this?
Did it? I wrote.
Oh yeah.
So
We all got
my
those.
my friend Zach played me the beat because he produced that one, and I wrote the hook came immediately to me, like that whole melody. And so I came home, sat on it, wrote on it, I recorded it, and I was like, like this isn't it. I was not feeling it, and Maya heard it and was like, no, you got to keep finishing it. Like I think this could be a hit, and so. Well, I hate to say it again, but she's right. So.
No, we all got those, and it's funny because Brad does this a lot for his own music. He'll write something, and he goes through it, and he's like, in it, he'll write it, and he'll come to me, and he'll show it to me, and be like, yeah, I don't like this. I don't think I'm gonna do it. Or he'll have something in the bank that he didn't even show to me, because a lot of times he'll come to me for comments for his own stuff. We kind of like give each other feedback and improve each other's work.
Yeah.
But he'll pull out stuff like the song that we're gonna do. It's called Bad Apple. The one I was telling you that we're gonna do. It's kind of like a country rap-esque. He had it sitting in a folder for I don't know how long.
Like a year or two.
Yeah, and I listened to it and I was like, man, this is great. We gotta do this. So this can't sit in a folder anymore, And he just wasn't happy with it. It happens with our stuff all the time, and it's interesting to get other people's opinions on it because, like, if I write something and I absolutely hate it, I'm like, oh, it's garbage. But someone else really likes it. There might be something there.
Jovani,
We're our worst critics.
You've played
Yeah.
live before, right?
I have, yeah.
So my thing is I always worry about, like, when I'm showing people something, 9 times out of 10, more than that, they'll say just something nice, just like after a show. I don't know about your culture, like your show culture where you play, but where we
Yeah.
play, it's kind of like you play your set, you tell the other band good job, and then most of the time the other band doesn't actually like what you did. They just like say something nice and then they talk shit, right? So I kind of feel like
Yeah.
that same vibe whenever I show people my music. I feel like they're not like telling me what they really think. Excuse me, they're just telling me what I want to hear. Except for David. David will cut down too hard. he'll cut down too hard, too honest. But that's okay. I need it sometimes. And
Yeah.
so I was just trying to ask, like, I don't remember what I was going to ask, but do you have any kind of shared experience with that or what?
Yeah, definitely. The critique, if I'm in the process of making something, the critique that I take the most into consideration are the people who I know will tell me, no bullshit.
Yeah.
This sucks or
Yeah.
this is really good.
Yeah.
Like my girlfriend, the producers that I work with, my other close fellow musicians. Like I know which people to listen to.
Right.
Because I'll show my music to people who are kind of my friends and be like, oh, like this is super cool, but I'll never take that as the final answer.
Right.
Because I mean, and I understand why people won't tell you if you're bad. Like I'm guilty of doing that too, just because you don't want to shit on someone.
Right.
Yeah.
But we need to be as artists. We need to be sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, honesty, especially with your friends and people you're working with, is always how you end up with the best product and how you make good music. There's no sense in being like, oh yeah, that was great, and then think to yourself, man, I don't know. He could have done this, this, and this.
Yeah, usually if there's a reason I'm hesitant about like something I've written, or like usually if I have a feeling of being hesitant about something I've written, there's a reason behind it, and like I need someone to bounce ideas off of to like let me know what they're hearing, and then I'm like, well, that's what I thought too, right? And then I can grow from that point, and that's the point of asking for help, right?
Yeah,
Growth.
it's hard when you're working. Like for me, I work on my music pretty much by myself,
Yeah.
and so I need to like I always need to remind myself that I need to ask for help,
Yeah.
especially when I get stuck because. Like you said, like I could be writing something that's really good and I'll just be like down on it. I'll be like,
Yeah.
man, this is just not it. When in reality, it's actually a good song. So.
Yep. Yeah.
And so yeah, for anyone out there who has musician friends, don't be afraid to tell them they suck.
Yeah.
They might cry for a bit. Like me, I'll probably be sad for a day, but I'll probably thank you.
Yeah.
So David says that he is not too hard on you,
David.
and he's just telling the truth.
David's fucking brutal.
Diana says I'm helpful too, and then she says I'll fight you, David.
Go Diana.
And then
Diana's my girlfriend, Jovani.
Oh, okay.
and then Mark says, but sometimes your first instincts on a song can be your best instinct.
That's true.
And that is very true, Mark. A lot of times we overthink and we fix things that don't need to be fixed. We'll change things that were already great in the first place and just kind of overproduce or overchange something. It happens. It does. But it's a hard balance between the quest on finding, the song that you are super proud of and think is absolutely perfect, and finding something that is like, I guess I'm lacking the words to describe the balance between going too far and leaving it kind of where you started. That was great. There's a balance kind of in between the two.
Yeah.
That's very true, Mark.
Yeah.
The creator's complex, he says. Yeah, that's a great word for it. I know, Brad. If you give Brad infinite amount of time to work on something, it will never be complete.
I'll spend all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there won't be a track on Spotify. I actually have 0 released tracks on Spotify of my own music, and I'm pretty sure that this is the reason. Also, something that Jovani said earlier, he has a bunch of 80% finished songs. I'm the same way. I actually did this last week. I wrote a song, and I take a lot longer than you, I think, Jovani. We'll have to talk about songwriting.
I don't know.
a little bit.
I'll have to time myself. You'd be surprised.
But I wrote one last week in a couple days, and I was like, fuck yeah, this is a good song. I'm going to finish this and just put it out. And haven't touched it in a week or two, and it's still just sitting there. And every once in a while I'll listen to it in my car and think about all the things that I want to change about it. And then, yeah.
Is that that two-piece sound song?
That 80% finish rule. I think Jovani hit it on the head. 80%, and then you get distracted by something else. That's the creative's dilemma.
Yeah.
Yeah, that last 20% is the hardest part to a song.
Yeah.
It's easy to start a song, easy to work on it a bit, but to say it's finished, that takes something.
Maybe we're talking about discipline.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
Well, I think the chat's kind of slowing down a little bit with questions.
Well, let's play another music video.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Oh,
I was gonna go to the other music video that you sent us, Truth, correct?
Yeah. This is another one off of the I Forgot to Mention album.
Awesome.
Okay, so we've got another song here, Jovani's. It's another music video. It's called Truth. If you want to check him out on Spotify. Watch his music videos on YouTube. Wherever you can find your music, check him out. Pad his streams, although they don't need padding because they're already fantastic right now. Pad his streams, follow him.
They do need padding because he's probably making 50 cents a year off of that.
That's true, yeah.
And dude, I'm rolling it.
You get -3 cents for every stream.
So, Jovani, what do you spend your extra 50 cents a year on?
Man, just a couple pieces of gum here and there.
Tight.
All right, guys, here we go. This is Truth.
I done canceled every single one of us. I know I need ya, but best I'm on my way. Bet she need me more. Ay, I just hate how she played it off. Ay, more things that she need more. What else would you need me for? Yeah. Ay. How could you leave me out like this? Tell me there's no one beside this. Baby, tell me the truth. Why you acting brand new? What were you hiding from me? Yeah. You got a target on you. You got somebody on you. Hey. Baby, tell me the truth. Yeah. Same shit that you played once. Double shift just to save up. Something felt wrong when you came home. And your eyes and your makeup. Not one conversation you would take up. Probably thinking you could sneak past me. Meet up with somebody getting nasty. Baby, you was hating if you asked me. All it ever do is make you happy. Now there's something wrong with me, baby. Ain't doing nothing, now I'm feeling lazy. All of this time it was all cause of you. Yeah. How could you leave me out like this? Tell me there's no one besides this. Baby, tell me the truth. Why you acting brand new? What were you hiding from me? Yeah. I got a target on you. Ay, you got somebody on you. You would say you never leave until you walked away. Baby, tell me the truth. Why you acting brand new? What were you hiding from me? Yeah. You got a target on you. You got somebody on you. Baby, tell me the truth. Yeah.
All right, we are
Awesome.
back. That was Truth.
Jovani, I have some questions for you, or at least one.
Yeah.
From like a musician's perspective. Like my problem, or one of my problems musically as a musician, is it, and we don't talk about it that much, even in like the music world, your utilization of space, because that song had so much space, but it also had like a lot of really nice colors in like the little piano things and the little octave things at the in some parts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the piano little flourishes that are just kind of far off. How do you keep from like putting so much? I guess probably. How do you keep from putting a whole bunch of shit in the song to where it doesn't like flow anymore?
Yeah.
You know?
No, I totally get what you mean. That's one thing I'm pretty conscious of when I mix, especially. What it comes down to is just like for me, the way that I keep space in songs is to kind of just like take a step back from the mixing board and just think of it as a listener. Like instead of trying to pick apart, is this piano too much? Is there not enough drums here? I just try to listen to everything as one.
Yeah.
And like if it bops, then don't mess with it. If I'm closing my eyes and listening to it, and I'm not catching like myself moving at all, that's when I know there's not enough space.
Right.
If it doesn't bop, don't mess with it. I love it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's cool, man. That was a great song, by the way.
Yeah, Mark says, dude, this has some deep Drake vibes.
Oh yeah, for sure. That yeah, you could tell my Drake influences came out on that one. I won't even deny that.
Do.
Why you acting brand new? Yeah, you don't want to hear me sing.
I do.
Yeah, I should bring it on.
No, I'm not tone deaf. I just have zero control of my voice, like, at all. So I know I'm off. I just don't know how to fix it. I've never been a singer, and I never will be. All right, so David has not only said it in the chat 3 times now. He's also texted me.
David's half a bottle of whiskey done. That's what he's done.
So he is asking me to play a song that Brad did as part of a round table here in Houston that was hosted by last week's guest, actually, Jay Bize. They hosted this round table, and Jovani, so I don't know if they've done this out in Washington at live shows or whatnot, but it was a really cool concept that I've never seen before. They got 3 artists, like singer-songwriter kind of vibe. So it's just one person from 3 different groups, and they're doing solo stuff. And they take turns, and they just go down a line. They play a song, they talk about it, and the next person goes. And it was really cool to kind of hear the story behind the songs, what was going on with the songs, and then also have everybody be heard and listened to. Because I know a lot of times when you go to a live show, people are only there watching the people they're there for, and they ignore everybody else. So it was a really cool format.
Or even better, they leave before the next person, right?
Or they would end up doing that. So it was just a really cool format. Natalie says yes, actually has drunk quite a bit of whiskey.
Yeah, for sure. I know, David.
So Brad, do you want me to play that song?
Which one is it?
The Fuck All My Friends song is the one he's asking for.
I don't think it's on the online.
You don't think so?
The one they videoed was Marionette, and Jovani already knows that song. So.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So we don't need to do that, David.
All right, sorry, David. Brad said no, and it's not recorded, unfortunately.
There's like a section of it on my Instagram or something, but we can't get on Instagram, so...
Yeah. Instagram has kind of nuked our account recently. They made it so that all of our promotions are disabled.
They don't want you to be aware about mental health.
Yeah, it's tough, man. So we're trying to figure that out, and maybe that's why the yellow duck isn't working. But
I was wondering the same thing.
it worked last week, and it was still
Who
nuked
cares?
then. So I don't know. Technology.
Yeah, there's people in the chat. That's cool. We love it. And Jovani's here. We can hear and talk to him, and this will be recorded, and we'll put it up. And so, fuck Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the moral of this podcast.
Yeah.
Well, Jovani, I know that we told you it'd be about an hour. We're down to chill and talk some more if you want. But if you need to go, feel free, and we can close out with Brad playing the same song he opened with, and I'll actually let him play with the backing track this time.
Yeah, no worries, man. I just want to say thank you for having me on this. This is really cool, actually, man. I've never done anything like this, and so it was so nice to talk to you guys, especially with like all this quarantine type shit. Like this is like real social interaction, man. It feels weird.
I've been quite surprised with how fun this is. It took a lot of learning, and as you can tell, I'm still learning with the technical difficulties we've had today. So thanks for bearing with us. But no, it's been great. It's been awesome. Everybody go follow Jovani. Go
Please.
check out more of his stuff. Check out our fundraiser. The link is in the chat.
And
I think
share it. Please share it.
posting it again. Yeah, please share. Please share as well. We're going to try and reach that goal. We got another 3 weeks left. Next week, we've got both Mark on next Sunday. We'll be here again 7 p.m. And we've got Pearl from Austin on. So that should be cool. Jovani, before we kind of head out here and put Brad back up on stage, do you have anything else that you'd like to say or promote your own work, something you'd like people to check out specifically?
I'm going to check out Oasis.
What was that?
I'm going to check out Oasis on the way home. That's all I know.
Oh yeah, check out that one. That's my favorite one. So, but I guess all I wanted to say is I got some new music coming out, so keep an eye out for that if you're interested. But biggest thing is pay attention to what these guys are doing. Donate if you can any sort of money because mental health is such a big thing. It should be just as known as physical health. As much as people pay
Damn straight.
attention to a broken leg, um, anything that's going on mentally should be taken care of just as much, probably even more. So thank you guys for doing this. I know a lot of people personally who deal with mental illness. So yeah, I'd rather put more emphasis on that because that's what's really important at the end of the day.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks. We appreciate it. Appreciate the shout out. If you guys want to share this podcast or live stream with your friends, the recordings are available on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So you can go back and rewatch us at any time. You can watch at me mess up the sound, and you can watch Brad's performance. So, Brad, you want to close us out again?
Not really, but okay.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it. All right, so he's going to take a minute to walk back there and get his gear set up and his guitar tuned. Jovani, you're welcome to stick around. You're welcome to leave. It's up to you. Maybe you... Oh, yeah, nice. Hey, the first time that it was playing, were you able to actually hear the output from the videos and his stuff? Like, when I'm playing things back, like your own videos, are you able to hear it on your end?
Yeah, I am.
Okay,
Yeah.
Perfect. Like I said, that audio routing has been... it's been a pest. It's been very pesky for me.
Oh, no, I can imagine.
To be fair, you're doing a lot of hats at once.
I am doing a lot of hats at once. That is true. I've got a mixer here to my right. I've got two screens in front of me. I'm trying to run the chat and the OBS software, and I'm trying to run all the levels correctly. So if you thought that I wasn't paying enough attention at one point, I apologize. I'm trying to do a bunch of things all at once.
I know how that is.
All right, Brad, will you let me know when you're ready?
Okay. Yeah, if you thought playing guitar and singing was hard, imagine what Taylor's doing.
Well, I can kind of do this. I'm not great at singing and playing at the same time either. So, Jovani, you guys are thinking about moving to Houston?
Yeah,
Possibly.
Yeah, we haven't really told anyone that.
Well, his girlfriend put it in the chat first. Yeah, she said maybe we'll move. Who knows?
She gave me the clear. Moving out to that area, we're tired of being cold, so I think some hot and humidity will do some good.
I'll tell you what, it is not cold right now.
And that's why I'd rather sweat my ass off than be shivering.
I'm sweating right now.
Me too.
David just said, "Bro, what? I might move back too."
He just moved. Oh yeah, I'm ready.
You ready? All right, let's do this. Uh-oh. Hold on. Stay with me, guys. Stay with me. I gotta turn this camera back on. It timed out.
Don't stay.
Here we go. It's all fixed. All right, Brad. This is No Cause for Concern. Brad, you want to give us a little background about this before you start?
Yeah, I wrote this a long time ago. I love this delay. We're gonna keep this on my regular mic setup. It's kind of about like a bad time in my life when I was having like a lot of dark thoughts and I didn't really understand them. So I wrote it and I got some help just kind of like because I didn't know what to do with those thoughts, right? And I called it No Cause for Concern because I didn't want to have a fucking conversation about it with people that heard the song and knew I was having those kind of thoughts. But anyway, I'm gonna play it now. I tried hard to achieve some things that didn't quite pan out. So hard to believe I'll never land where I set out. I'm not thinking about suicide, still
value every breath I take and all the friends here by my side. I'm waiting on some good times. Been thinking about the past, wish I could change all of the wrongs to right. Count the hours till the sunrise. I'm just waiting on some kind of light. Sometimes I just can't conceive. This life feels like it's on repeat, and I'm stuck to this scene. Flipping through commercials on TV, and I'm addicted to this kind of life. The liquor in my cup gets out and giving up on all my dreams. I've been thinking about suicide. There's no cause for concern because the rope and knife are out of reach. Count the hours till sunrise. I'm just waiting on some kind of light. All we have in life are a few dreams and a little time. It's not too soon to try. I wish that I started sooner on mine. I'm fantasizing about suicide. The freedom it might bring, but it's just one more way to waste my time. 'Cause I'm addicted to this state of mind. I've been climbing up the walls, disintegrating with the passing time. Count the hours till the sunrise. I'm just waiting on some kind of light. Count the hours till the sunrise. Thinking about it, been thinking about it. I'll find a way to stick it out somehow. That went better.
Good job, Brad. It did go better. I fucked it up in the beginning again. It was a different problem now. I fixed it before the end. Oh man, you need to fire me.
No.
You need to fire me, dude.
We promised people live music on here, so we're trying.
The learning curve is a lot steeper than I thought.
Hey, it still sounded good.
All right, guys. Well, that is our show for today. Big thank you for hanging out with us.
Thanks, Jovani.
Big thank you to Jovani for hanging out with us and coming on the show and talking about your projects, your music, sharing with us your process and kind of what goes on over there in Washington with you.
I know.
Yeah, man.
You might be seeing me out there in Houston soon. You never know.
Oh man, hey, if you ever need to come by and just visit to look at some surrounding areas and you need a place to crash, let me know. I got a house with extra rooms, man.
Yeah.
You're welcome anytime.
Yeah. Well, I might be taking you up on that.
Oh man, please do.
Don't just make sure you're not hyping us up for Houston and then saying something else. Don't try to don't play me.
No. Well, thank you guys again. I appreciate you for letting me do this with you. This was dope.
Yeah,
thanks,
man. It's been awesome. Thanks everyone. We'll see you next week at 7.